The other day I had an interesting conversation with a friend of the family, who happens to be a Franciscan friar. He lives his life in a Franciscan monastery, and he has basically made a career out of being religious. And he expressed to me a concern. The concern that so many people think that because he is, for want of a better expression, a professionally religious person, that he should therefore embrace all their superstitious ideas with open arms. And he expressed, for example, great concern with what is currently going on with some guy in Knock making predictions of the appearance of Holy Mary and enticing people to come over to Knock to stare at the sun, damage their eyesight in the hope to see the sun dance, for example. Those sort of things. He made no bones about the fact that he thought that such ideas were not only ludicrous and crazy, but that he would have nothing to do with such types of people. He does not have any time for any sort of superstitious behavior. For him, religion is obviously nothing to do with any sort of idea of if I do this, then that will happen. The sort of superstitious mindset. His religion is, I would assume, based on a relationship with his God, and is a completely personal thing. Now, I was looking at Anthony's video there about superstition, and to a certain point I did recognize some of the things that Anthony said there, and I could compare them to the conversation I had with this man the other day, and I could see some parallels there. But on the other hand, one place that our friend never went to is where Anthony happily blundered into next. And that is to say that if you lead a life that is free of sin, you can expect less misfortune to befall you. Now, Anthony did point out very clearly, he did say that Christians could expect some misfortune to befall them. These are part of the trials and tribulations that any Christian could expect. What I would like to know from Anthony is how he distinguishes when he faces any sort of misfortune, when any form of misfortune befalls him. How does he decide, based on what exactly, whether he is dealing with trials and tribulations, or whether he is reaping what he has sown? You see, I can see there's a big problem there, Anthony. If you decide that you are facing trials and tribulations, on what basis did you make that decision? How can you be so sure that you haven't actually sinned, and that what is happening to you right there is that you're reaping what you've sown? And if you are certain that you as a Christian are merely facing trials and tribulations, I would like to point out to you that pride is recognized as one of the 7 sins.